What a gutty performance. I almost can't breathe because I was so excited watching that game. We're going to talk about it, guys. How about the upset for the Locked On West Virginia? Us too for the Mountaineers as they beat Gonzaga and just what a gutsy performance. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up? Welcome in, guys. My name's Mountaineer Paul, and I'm your host. This is Locked On West Virginia. Man, brought to you by FanDuel. Today's episode is going to be brought to you by FanDuel, guys. Customers can place a $5 bet and get started with 150 in bonus bets. That's if you win your first $5 bet. Go to FanDuel.com to get started. Holy moly, man. What a win. Just a complete victory. And what a gutsy effort this team put in, man. 86-78. West Virginia's 4-1. So many doubters after the Pitt game. I'm trying not to pat myself on the back too much, but I felt like I've been the only person that didn't give up on this team after they lost that game. Let me fix this hat. And I'm just going to be honest. I thought they were going to be better against Pitt, but when they weren't, I understood that it was 12 new guys playing on their first road game ever together. And it wasn't as bad as it looked. No, absolutely. I don't think this team's as bad as they looked in that game, obviously. And they're not as good as they were tonight, right? I think they're somewhere in between those two things. But let's get into it, man. What a performance from Javon Small. 31 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, played incredible defense. Sincere Harris, 6 rebounds, 8 points. He really, I put a tweet out there and said, he's been a liability on offense in the second half, and he was at times. But you just can't underestimate what he gives you on defense. He's full court. He's in your face. He made Nembhard uncomfortable all night long. It was extremely obvious that Nembhard didn't like going against Sincere Harris. And who does? He's such a good defender that whenever the bigs I think it was Huff, for Gonzaga kept scoring and scoring, he put Sincere Harris on the block. I couldn't believe it. Darren DeVries put Sincere Harris on the block to guard a big. That's how good and pesky he is on defense. He's the only person I would ever mention alongside Javon Carter. And I know it's early, but he's got a chance to possibly surpass him before it's all over. He just impacts the game like none other. Tucker DeVries only scored 16 tonight, but he did everything else. He had a couple blocks. He had a couple steals in the open floor. I think Tucker DeVries he's misunderstood. Yeah, he's a great scorer, but he's really a glue player. That's what he is. He's tough, and he's a glue player, which I say that with the utmost Nathan Adrian respect. He's a guy that gets his hands on balls. He's trying to fight through cramps. I mean, he played 40 minutes tonight. We can't have him playing that much. We've got to figure out a way. Obviously, Jonathan Powell didn't have a great night tonight. That's not. He's a freshman. It's going to happen. And so Tucker had to kind of take up some slack there on the scoring aspect of things. Monty Hansberry had an incredible first half, and he continued that in the second half. He fell off a little bit in the second half, but if Monty Hansberry can play like he did tonight, this will be a tournament team. I've been saying it all year. It seems like I'm the only person that said it all year. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I truly believe this team is a tournament team. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know the schedule is tough. They're going to lose games. But, yeah, I just don't think this – like I said, this team is not as bad as they were against Pitt. They're not as good as they were against Gonzaga tonight. And I'm really excited. This team is just now starting to gel a little bit. Tonight was the first semblance of chemistry I've seen in this team. Against the other teams, it was like they were just barely getting by. So Toby O'Connie really had a quiet 10 points, 2 rebounds. He was big tonight. He's a big guy at 6'8". He played the 4 well tonight at times. Eduardo Andre came in and gave some good defense. I thought he played well at times. If he could just get out of his own way, he'll be able to play more in the future. This was Javon Smalls tonight, though. 31 points. If we get into some of the more advanced stats, I mean, West Virginia made this is incredible, but West Virginia made 11 3-pointers in this game. That you're going to win a lot of games when you do that. 31% is not great, but a lot of that was like you look at it, and obviously Powell was off. I think Sincere took one or two. The guys that were on tonight. West Virginia out rebounded Gonzaga. You want to talk about a team that's been criticized for its rebounding? Hey, they freaking fixed it, didn't they? Gonzaga not only do they have a 6'11" behemoth that starts in the starting lineup, they bring in two 6'10" bigs that are stretch 4s and 5s off the bench to do that. Are they the big, strong Big 12 type of players? Not really. They're more of your they're probably more. I don't want to call them soft. I hate calling people soft, but they're not Oscar Tshiebwe, right? Like they're your more finesse type players, I guess you would say. They're not soft, but they're not hard either. 45 rebounds to 37, 15 offensive rebounds, second chance points. I bet you were huge in this game. 30 defensive rebounds to 25. I mean, that's West Virginia won the game, rebounding the ball against a way bigger team. Gonzaga had more assists, but Nembhard is an assist machine. West Virginia had 8 blocks in this game, 7 steals, only 11 turnovers, and the fouls were really down the middle. This staff, these refs, I felt did a pretty good job calling this game down the middle for both. Like, I didn't feel like, in the past where it felt like it was biased towards one certain team or another. I felt like this was a pretty clean game, although I think Gonzaga had a problem. There were a couple calls, if I were a Gonzaga fan, I would have been upset about, but it wasn't egregious. I don't think it cost them the game or anything like that. But certainly, they played well. Nembhard had 12 assists. I don't think you could stop that. I mean, he only had 7 points. He came into the game averaging double figures. Sincere Harris, Khalif Battle had 16 points. Most of that was in the first half. Once they figured out to push him left, it was over with for him. Nolan Hickman, 13 points. He didn't do anything outside the first half either. I mean, in the first half, I thought this was going to get out of hand, the way they were making shots and everything. But Darren DeVries made some really crucial coaching decisions in this game that I feel like really made the difference in the game. Some different sets. He went zone a couple times. That play, I think it was the first play of the second half. Somebody can correct me. Whenever he went 4 flat and isolated Javon Small at the top of the key, and he was able to get a layup early. And that's great coaching. You got a guy that's hot. And how do you keep him hot after a long break? Well, you spread him out and you let him get a bucket. Sincere Harris was just freaking elite tonight. Or I keep wanting to call him Sincere Harris. Javon Small was elite tonight. And I don't think he'll play this great every night, but I think he is much better than people realize. I mean, he averaged 15 a game last year in the Big 12, and he's improved. I think this offense suits what he does well. He's great in transition. He's a good defensive player. He loves to distribute the ball and get downhill off screens. Man, this team's improving, guys. This team's improving. And look, they get a Louisville team tomorrow that they can beat. West Virginia can win the first 2 games of this tournament. And you're going to be talking about West Virginia in the top 25 if they win tomorrow. Imagine that. Who would have had it that early, right? So I got to tell you guys, I am so excited and happy about this team, the grit, the fight, the guts that they pulled off tonight. Truly one of the better performances that you could ever ask for against a top 3 team in the country. Unfortunately, West Virginia was 0-5 in this game, against Gonzaga. They finally pull one out in overtime. Up next on Locked On West Virginia, guys, I'll give you my final thoughts. Guts, baby, guts. I think this team showed some real guts in this game. Stick around and look. We'll probably try to get a Louisville preview if I can get somebody on here. Let's preview the cards and see what kind of squad they have. We'll do some of that too. This is Locked On West Virginia, baby. This episode of Locked On West Virginia is brought to you by FanDuel. Get ready to tackle NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers can get $5 if you bet $5 and win. You can get $150 in bonus bets. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, be the live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page you place your bets, making it convenient. That's at FanDuel.com. Go there today to join, and you'll get that $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's at FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. And we are back. It says we have an issue streaming to X. That's not good. If you're watching this on X, I don't know if it cut off or if that's just, I don't know. But if you're having trouble seeing this, I do apologize. I don't have much else anyway, so it's not like, yeah, so if you have any thoughts in the comments, guys, I'll address some comments. Those of you listening on podcasts, usually I just go on my own script, but there's not a whole lot to talk about other than just the going over the stats. Like West Virginia really played well in this game, and I'm going to be honest. I don't know where to set my expectations at from here on, and leave it to Green to kind of come in the chat and try to say that Pitt's anything because of this. Look, brother, we had 12 players playing their very first road game in a first-year regime. This will be a better win than Pitt gets all year. You won't touch this win. So you can have the victory over a brand-new team in its first road game ever when they weren't developed yet, had the worst shooting performance probably of the year. You can have that, sure. But this team will be ranked before you will. Well, this team will win more than you will. So I don't give a crap. See, you have to resort to insults. That's what you got to do because you lose the debate. So at the end of the day, man, you can call me fat, but you're watching me. I'm not watching you. So bye-bye. All right, guys. Listen, there's nothing worse I hate than a Pitt fan, right? So he comes in here to watch me. I don't know who he is or go to watch him. So thanks for the click. Thanks for the engagement. I'm sure they'll pay me money for it. All right, guys. So another thing I wanted to mention was somebody said earlier, I need a couch to burn. That covers it. I think a lot of West Virginia fans feel similar. Oh man, can we just enjoy it, without a Pitt fan coming in here and trying to they got a troll, don't they? I don't even think about Pitt. Honest to God. Like, I don't even think about them. Like, if they did, I don't even know who they play, I don't know. It's just weird to me how, like, when we play each other, sure, I'll talk. Or if I say something, I'll talk. Like, they're 0-4 since Narduzzi said the "Are we having fun yet?" thing. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, so anyways, Brandon Pickrell says, I almost don't believe it after that Pitt game. Javon Small's the real deal. I think we will lose some, but we shouldn't in conference play, and we win some. We shouldn't. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like I said, I've said it all year. I'll keep saying it. I think this WVU team is a borderline tournament team. You'll look up at the end of the year, and they'll be right around that 20-win mark, and we'll all be saying, how the heck did Darren DeVries do this? Guys, he out-coached Mark Few tonight. He out-adjusted him. He had, I don't like to say it like this, but he didn't have as much talent, right? Like, especially, like, I'll take Javon Small. I'll take Tucker. I'll take Jonathan Powell when he's on. I'll take Sincere. Like, I'll take our guys. They're more gritty. But I wouldn't mind having a couple of those bigs that he brought off the bench at 6'10" either. Toby O'Connie outplayed them both, all their bigs tonight put together. But sure, yeah, I mean, I would love to have some more help for the guys that we had play a lot. KJ didn't get to play a lot tonight because this was high level basketball. KJ will get there, but you couldn't take it out of Javon's hands tonight. So I think KJ was a little. This not that the moment was too big for him, but going head to head with Nimhard is just a big ask for a true freshman. So I wouldn't feel too bad about KJ tonight. So that's kind of how I feel. But yeah, this was a great performance. Really good. I can't be happier, guys. I mean, gosh, did you? You know what? I picked Gonzaga to win the game. Obviously, I didn't think we would win this game. I still felt like we'd be a tournament team at some point. This gives us a new trajectory, right? At the end of the day, I mean, that's it. Our trajectory is at a different spot now. But I think we might be a little better than I thought. So. If that's what makes you happy, buddy, you're still watching me. You didn't get to me. I mean, if he thinks he got to me, I guess. Sorry for those of you listening on podcast. Obviously, I shouldn't even be responding to people in the chat, but I do think it's funny too. So, but yeah, he thinks he got to me or something. I don't know. He didn't. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I think we deserve it, man. We've had a really rough few years, So I think, especially with what happened with Hugs, the Josh Eilert 9-win season last year, everything that was involved with that, we deserve some good news. And obviously we had Kansas, the Josh Eilert year. So look, it's fair if you're going to point out both sides of it. This team can still win 15 games, right? I mean, we had Josh Eilert's team beat Kansas. Like, there's talent on this team just like there was that team. But I think this team is going to be good. I think they're going to feast on the bottom half of the Big 12. I think they'll win most nights. As long as nobody – listen, if Tucker or Javon or Sincere or Amani either get hurt – then I think we're in some trouble, right? We can't afford to lose any one of those four. And JP as well, and KJ, I think, and look, we don't even have Jaden Stone back, a guy that averaged 20 points a game last year. I don't know what he's going to be. I'm just saying, like, on plays where, so like today, I noticed we had plays where they were really keying hard on one side of the floor because Sincere Harris poses no threat from three on the left side. And it would be nice to have another guy in there on the wing that can shoot it because it's making it hard for Tucker to get shots off. We need another shooter to kind of take some pressure off. So that's the only other thing I can think of. Up next on Locked On West Virginia, let's put a bow on this performance and talk about Louisville just a little bit. What's going to happen tomorrow? Can West Virginia win this tournament now? Everything's in play. Everything's in play. You couldn't have paid me to say that earlier, but here we are. This is Locked On West Virginia, baby. All right, guys, here we are. We are back. No ad read for me today on that second segment. So let's look at the Louisville game. Obviously, they played Indiana, who was another team that's in that Gonzaga category. Let me pull it up really quick. Louisville basketball score. Okay. So they dominated the game 89-61. My nose has stopped up on me here all of a sudden. So let's see. This is a Louisville team that lost to Tennessee by 20 points in the first game of the year, and then they won 4 straight. They beat Bellarmine, Winthrop, Indiana, right? So let's see, what is that? Okay, they no, I'm sorry. They beat Moorhead the first game of the year. Then they lost to Tennessee by 20, and then they've won three straight since then. So we've got them tomorrow at noon. I don't know how much. Look, I wouldn't expect us to win this game. Just right off the top of my head, here's why. Because our game went to overtime and we expended so much uh, energy today, I just think it's going to be a tough turnaround for us. I'm not saying we can't do it. I just wouldn't expect us to because, the way Tucker looked today worries me. I mean, maybe they can do it. Maybe they can. I mean, I think they're good enough to win the game. I just think I'm worried about our energy, right? Flipping over. It's a noon tomorrow again. Like, it's going to be a tough turnaround for us. So we'll see what happens. In the first 5 minutes of the game, I'll know if we have the energy like we did tonight. Like, they came out of the chutes like Gonzaga didn't go on any real runs. Like, usually a good team, like they did actually towards the end of the first half, but it wasn't like a true run where you're like, oh, we're down 15 or 20 here. This was like they went up like 8-10 at the worst point, I think. I don't even know if they went up that far. And then we cut it right back down. It wasn't like it was nothing extended. So I banned Green, Brad. I just, there's no reason for him to be in our chat, calling me names. It's distracting to me because I'm constantly reading the chats, even though I don't always respond. I just, I'm not going to sit here and have a guy come in my chat and call me names. So I had to ban him. It's one thing to disagree or debate or talk crap and say Pitt's better. I can handle that. But, there's no need to call names, man. It's immature. It's just immature. I can't deal. I can deal with it, but I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to accept unacceptable stuff. So it's just immature, man. He's probably a kid. He's probably 19 or 20. If not, it says a lot more about him. So yeah, Tucker did hit some nasty threes when he got open. I worry about his speed for tomorrow. Hopefully they get some more extra fluid in him. Louisville's good, obviously, as evidenced by what they did to Indiana tonight. I'll try to, if I can, I'll try to find a Louisville content creator. And I don't know when I'll have time to do a preview for this. Maybe I can get something done in the morning. I will try for you guys to get something up like 9 a.m. The only thing is it's not really a great return on investment for me because the game's like 3 hours later. I don't know. I'll see. Let's just go over their roster really quick and see what they look like today anyways. That way we obviously know about Hepburn, who is freaking really good. Know all about him. Noah Waterman, there's another one. Pat Kelsey plays a great style of ball. So today their big four was Noah Waterman, Casey on Pryor, who is a forward. Javon Hadley had 8, but Chucky Hepburn had 16. Terrence Edwards Jr. had 8. Rain Smith had 12. And there really that's it. James Scott had 8. Looks like they play a lot of guys. They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They played all 13 guys. But, I mean, they really only play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, more than 10 minutes. And so that's their rotation. But they're similar to us where they play 5 or 6 guys. Waterman, Pryor, Hadley, Hepburn, and Edwards look to be their starting 5. Maybe Smith is the other guy. I can't tell. One guy had played 23. One played 24, so I can't really tell. But, we'll see. I don't know what their size is looking like here. Waterman or Casey on Pryor is 6'10", so he's probably going to be an issue for us. Waterman, number 93, is 6'11". So this is going to be a game where we're going to be outmanned again. We'll see how our guys fight, So another game at noon tomorrow. We'll see how it looks. Would love to predict this game. I think it'd be fun to do a preview show with Louisville again, just like the old days, but can't. I don't think it's too quick of a turnaround even for me unless I did something tonight. I'll try to get somebody for 9 o'clock if I can tonight. Make 3 videos in a day, 4 videos in a day, whatever it takes. As long as you guys will watch. Other than that, guys, I got nothing else. Thank you for joining tonight. Don't forget to, by the way, thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen. For your last listen, guys, go check out Locked On Big 12. Drake Toll leads the conversation in conference realignment news and pulls no punches when it comes to Big 12. Go make sure you check out him on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. For me, guys, I'm excited. I can't wait to see this team tomorrow. I'll see you there. I'll be there, and I'll be here right after the game. Win, lose, or draw. Rain or shine, baby. See you there, and it's a great day to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be. I'm out, guys.